Hi guys, welcome back to Soge King Recaps. Today I will bring the first season of the anime titled Fire Force. The anime begins by introducing us to Shinra Kusakabe, a young boy who joins the special Fire Force Company 8. We see a train car catching fire due to spontaneous combustion, and an inferno, a fire monster consuming the soul of a citizen, emerges. Shinra decides to put the soul to rest, but before he can, the special Fire Force arrives at the scene. Company 8, led by Captain Akitoru Obi, includes Sister Iris, Lieutenant Tekisa Hinawa, and Maki, a second-generation pyrokinetic. Together, they work as a team to defeat the Inferno. Shinra is impressed by their abilities and saves Sister Iris from a falling speaker using his flame powers, earning recognition as the team's newest member. At the special Fire Cathedral 8, Shinra learns about the phenomenon of spontaneous human combustion and the goal of the Fire Force to put these infernals to rest and investigate the source of the phenomenon. Shinra is motivated to become a hero, losing his family to an unknown incident that led to him being blamed and called a devil. The team is soon called to a factory fire caused by an inferno possessing the manager's wife. Shinra faces traumatic memories from losing his family, but regains his composure with the support of his teammates. Together, they devise a plan to defeat the aggressive inferno. During the battle, Shinra taps into his third-generation pyrokinetic abilities and takes down the inferno with a powerful kick. The team successfully puts the soul to rest, and the factory manager thanks them for their efforts. Captain Obe recognizes Shinra's progress in becoming a hero, and the scene ends with Shinra determined to keep his promise and protect others as a member of Special Fire Force Company 8. Meanwhile, a young blonde boy wielding a blade arrives at Special Fire Cathedral 8, proclaiming it as his new castle. He is introduced as Arthur Boyle, a recruit who will represent Company 8 alongside Shinra in the Rookie Fire Games. Shinra and Arthur immediately clash as they were rivals in the training academy and can't stand each other. Lieutenant Hinawa orders Maki to spar with the recruits to assess their abilities. Maki, a second-generation pyrokinetic with exceptional combat skills, easily overpowers both Shinra and Arthur during the sparring session. Recognizing her strength, the boys agree that defeating her is impossible and join Captain Obi for lunch. At the firing range, an alarm rings, indicating another infernal appearance in the city. They rush to the scene, and on the way, Obi instructs Shinra to keep his Type 7 hidden from civilians. Upon arriving at the Inferno's location, they encounter a girl whose father has turned into an Inferno 2 years after her mother suffered the same fate. Shinra and Arthur prepare to fight the Inferno, but Obi explains that their main responsibility is to put the survivors' minds at ease, not fight their loved ones. He reveals that putting Infernals to rest means killing them, so they must prioritize comforting the bereaved. Inside the house, the Infernal appears strangely peaceful at his kitchen table. Arthur volunteers to destroy the Infernal's core with his plasma blade. However, the house suddenly catches fire again, indicating that someone is manipulating the flames. Outside, they find a mysterious civilian seemingly responsible for the mutated flames. Obi comforted the girl by telling her that her father's soul fought against the fire and gave her a family picture for comfort. Shinra and Arthur are getting along in their bunk bed. After that, we see young scientists collecting ash and explaining how the spontaneous human combustion phenomenon has devastated the world. The Tokyo Empire, split into 8 districts, is relatively undamaged, and most people have gathered there for safety. The scientist reveals that Amaterasu, developed by the Holy Salt Temple and Hajime Industries, powers Tokyo with thermal energy. Meanwhile, Shinra encounters a mysterious man, Joker, who taunts the fire soldiers with ashes. The scientist explains that Akitoru Obi leads the 8th Company, known for its devil member, Shinra, and the team prioritizes saving lives over taking orders. At the Rookie Fire Soldier Games, Shinra meets Tamaki Kotatsu and Wonwon Min, the mascots of the Fire Defense Agency. During the competition, Shinra recognizes a man from the First Company who was involved in a fire 12 years ago. Shinra confronts the man, Joker, about the past fire, but Joker refuses to provide answers. The competition involves rescuing people from a simulated fire and apprehending a fake inferno. Shinra encounters Joker again, who reveals information about Shinra's brother Sho to manipulate him. Joker offers Shinra the chance to join him and learn the truth, but Shinra refuses, leading to a fight. Shinra impresses Joker with his abilities, and Arthur and Tamaki join the battle. Joker escapes, leaving behind explosive ashes and a tempting invitation to join him. Shinra saves his teammates from the ashes and earns the praise of Captain Burns and Captain Obi for his heroic actions. Later, Captain Obi explains that the Fire Force regiments operate independently and that the 8th Company investigates the other companies under the Fire Defense Agency's trust. Princess Habana, the captain of Special Fire Force Company 5, learns about a possible infernal appearance in Company 8's territory. Despite this, she decides to move into the 8th's jurisdiction to study the new Infernal. Meanwhile, at Cathedral 8, Lieutenant Hinawa reveals that the mysterious Joker's ashes are made from infernal remains. Later, Arthur and Shinra are assigned to do paperwork but get a job to rescue a dog stuck in a tree. The duo complies to avoid the tedious paperwork. In the city, they find Mamoru trapped in the tree due to public backlash against the Fire Defense Agency over the Miyamoto case. Miyamoto, a man on trial, suddenly transforms into an infernal but retains his sense of self. He kills the judge and escapes, leading Company 8 to search for him. Shinra and Arthur encounter Miyamoto trying to kill his lawyer and save him in time. The intelligent Infernal expresses jealousy towards the Fire Force's job. Company 8 tries to capture Miyamoto, but Princess Hibana from Company 5 wants to take him for her own research. The boys are ordered to suppress the Infernal and Shinra chases him alone when Miyamoto flees. In Akihabara, Shinra confronts Miyamoto, trying to spare him, but the Infernal attacks. Just as Shinra is about to put him to rest, Princess Hibana and her team arrive, leading to a confrontation between Company 5 and Company 8. Shinra defies Hibana's orders and activates his ignition ability, challenging the entire 5th Company. Captain Obi intervenes and negotiations begin. Obi allows the 5th Company to take the Infernal, but only if they share their findings. The two teams part ways with tension between them. Despite the encounter, Company 8's resolve remains strong, with Obi declaring that the fire within the 8th cannot be extinguished easily. With this motivation, Special Fire Force Company 8 prepares to investigate Company 5, led by Princess Hibana, who has risen to the position of captain through illegal research. Captain Obi holds a meeting with his team, and Shinra and Arthur are assigned a crucial role in the upcoming conflict. Shinra notices that Sister Iris is troubled and does his best to encourage her. Meanwhile, at Company 5, Hibana experiments on the captured Infernal Setsuo Miyamoto, while Sister Iris prays in the cathedral. She decides to confront Hibana about her dark dealings and finds her at the base of the 5th Company. However, Hibana strikes Iris in rage and reveals her plan to use the 8th Company as bait to eliminate them. The conflict between the two companies erupts as the 8th barges into the 5th Company to save Iris. Hinawa and Maki handle the guards while Shinra and Arthur search for Iris. Hinawa defeats the pyrokinetic bubble gum user, Toru Kishiri, using his precise bullet control. Meanwhile, Arthur faces off against Miyamoto, who underestimates the young knight. Arthur surprises everyone by realizing he was using his sword with the wrong hand and easily defeats Miyamoto with his true strength. Hinawa and Maki defeat the 5th Angels 3, revealing more enemies than expected. As the 8th Company claims victory, Shinra arrives at Hibana's castle, ready to confront her and stop her nefarious plans. Inside the 5th Company combined, Shinra begins searching for Princess Hibana, worried about facing her mysterious ability. He easily dispatches the 5th Angels 3 who confront him. Meanwhile, Hibana tells Sister Iris that her allies have come to rescue her, warning her that it will all end in flames. Shinra arrives to confront Hibana, but she uses her ignition ability called Clematis to disable him, causing him to collapse from lightheadedness. Hibana reveals her past, where all the female nuns, except for her and Iris, perished in a fire that burned up the church they grew up in. She became obsessed with gaining power through the flames to achieve happiness. Shinra stands up again, claiming that he's a hero and activates his flames to fight back. Despite appearing staggered, he resists Hibana's powerful attacks. Shinra insists on defeating her for her good and to become a true hero. In a surprising turn, he lands a solid punch on Hibana, leading her to reconsider her beliefs. In the past, Hibana and Iris were close friends, but the tragedy at the church led Hibana to embrace her role as a devil of fire. However, Shinra's determination and words begin to change her perspective. She awakens from her defeat to find Shinra and Iris protecting her from the Sakura tree, symbolizing the rebirth of their friendship. Shinra reminds Hibana that heroes don't need a reason to save others, and the two seemingly make amends. After the battle, Captain Obi arrives, finding that the conflict is over. After the epic battle, the 8th Company prepares for joint training with the 1st Company, led by Captain Leonard Burns. Captain Burns is aware that the 8th is investigating them. After an informal party, Captain Obi and Princess Hibana discuss their plans to uncover the truth behind human combustion. Hibana has a change of heart, influenced by Shinra, and they've got to work together to bring those responsible for causing infernals to justice. Obi reveals his plan to infiltrate the 1st District under the guise of rookie reassignment training. Shinra and Arthur, along with 2 other rookies, Takeru and Toru, go undercover to learn about the people behind the artificial creation of infernals. They arrive at the Holy Soul Obelisk, the 1st Company's impressive base, and meet Captain Burns and his 3 lieutenants. Excited to meet Captain Burns, Shinra challenges him to a sparring match. Burns decides to assess the rookie's abilities and engages in sparring with Takeru and Rekka. However, Captain Burns easily defeats Shinra and Arthur when they spar together, leaving Shinra disheartened. Despite their loss, Karim, one of the lieutenants, takes charge of the rookies, acknowledging their efforts. The episode highlights the joint training between the 8th and 1st Companies, as well as the growing collaboration between Obi and Hibana in their quest to uncover the truth about human combustion. Shinra's determination to be a hero is tested during a sparring match with Captain Burns, revealing the vast difference in their strength and experience. After their sparring, it is revealed that one of the lieutenants in the 1st Company is a traitor, working with the Evangelist to create artificial infernals. Princess Hibana shares her research notes with Captain Obi, indicating that insects are being used to pierce the cores of inflicted infernals, causing their transformation. The 8th Company members, Shinra, Arthur, Takeru, and Toru, go undercover in the 1st Company to investigate the appearance of artificial infernals in their jurisdiction. During a series of infernal incidents, Shinra suspects that the lieutenants of the 1st Company, Karim and Rekka, are involved. Shinra and Arthur discover evidence in Karim's room, and when confronted, Karim admits to testing them as he is aware of the 8th Company's investigation. Karim suspects that Rekka is behind the creation of artificial infernals and reveals a past incident where Rekka was involved with a group of children who were burned in an unnatural event. Meanwhile, Rekka manipulates Tamaki into gathering a group of children, claiming he can prevent them from becoming infernals through a sacred prayer. However, Rekka reveals his true intentions and transforms one of the children into an infernal using a pilot light. Shinra, Arthur, and Karim arrive to confront Rekka, who is revealed to be the true mastermind behind the artificial infernals. Tamaki tries to stand up to Rekka, but he abuses her and attempts to kill her. Shinra arrives just in time to save her and engages in a fierce battle with Rekka. In the end, Shinra defeats Rekka and stops his evil deeds. Tamaki is left traumatized by the experience, and the 8th Company's investigation into the 1st Company's involvement with the Evangelist's plans intensifies. After that whole debacle, Shinra confronts the traitorous Lieutenant Rekka, who has been transforming children into infernals to find someone compatible with the Adala Burst. Shinra engages in a fierce battle with Rekka, who possesses impressive firepower and a unique insect that is drawn to Shinra's flames. However, Shinra's superior mobility allows him to outmaneuver Rekka and defeat him with a decisive axe kick. As Rekka is defeated, he reveals his twisted belief in turning all people to flame to return humanity to the Great Flame and create a second sun. Before he can harm the children further, Karin arrives and freezes Rekka, preventing any more harm. However, the mysterious white-robed warriors likely associated with the Evangelist attack and kill Rekka from a distance. Shinra and Karim decide to join forces to go after the Evangelist as they believe that Shinra's missing brother has been taken by the organization and exploited for his abilities. They resolve to uncover the truth behind the creation of artificial infernals and the Evangelist's sinister plans. As the 8th Company's investigation into the Evangelist intensifies, they prepare to face the mysterious organization that threatens their world. Meanwhile, the Emperor calls for an emergency conference with all the Fire Force captains to discuss the white-clad organization and the Evangelist. Captain Hibana of the 5th joins the 8th Company for the meeting, and they learn about the importance of Shinra's Adala Burst, a sacred flame sought by the Evangelist. During the conference, the disrespectful Captain Benimaru Shimen of the 7th interrupts and refuses to swear loyalty to the Empire or the Great Sol. Despite this, the Emperor outlines their plan to take down the Evangelist, who is seeking multiple Adala Bursts. After the meeting, Shinra is confronted by Joker at the Amaterasu power plant. Joker reveals that Sho Kusakabe, Shinra's missing brother, is the commander of the Knights of the Ashen Flame, serving under the Evangelist. Before Shinra can get more answers, Joker disappears. Back at the 8th Company headquarters, they delve into hundreds of documents about the Evangelist and white-clad organization. Shinra shares his encounter with Joker and his connection to Sho with his teammates. Despite the shocking news, they decide to support Shinra's decision to go after the Evangelist and save his brother. In the final moments, the Knights of the Ashen Flame meet and Sho Kusakabe shows a sinister smile, hinting at the challenges to come. As the episode ends, Shinra and the 8th Company brace themselves for the impending battle against the Evangelist and the White-Clad, determined to uncover the truth and rescue Sho. Afterwards, Special Fire Force Company 8 discusses reports related to the White-Clad organization. Lieutenant Hinawa recounts the origins of Company 8, which began when he witnessed a friend turning into an infernal and chose not to shoot him. Inspired by Captain Obi's compassion, they established their company to uncover the truth behind infernals and spontaneous human combustion. Company 8 plans to investigate a fire incident in Asakusa, the territory of the powerful Company 7, led by Captain Benimaru Shimen. Benimaru is skeptical of the Evangelist and denies the existence of man-made infernals. Asakusa faces an infernal outbreak, and Company 7 showcases their unique firefighting techniques, led by Benimaru, known as the Demolition King. The people of Asakusa revere him for putting infernals to rest and offer destroyed homes as offerings to keep the plague away. Despite the tension between the two companies, Benimaru's actions earned gratitude from the citizens. The clash between Company 8's investigative approach and Company 7's direct methods sets the stage for further conflicts as they delve deeper into the White Clad and the Evangelist. The investigation leads Special Fire Force Company 8 to Asakusa to investigate a fire incident. They witness the unique mourning tradition of the city, which involves throwing a festival to honor the dead and repairing houses destroyed during the fire. Captain Benimaru Shimon of Company 7 decides to cooperate with Company 8, impressed by their efforts and personalities. White-clad agents take note of Company 8's presence and receive orders from the Evangelist to eliminate the investigation. Despite the tension between the two companies, they begin to form a better understanding of each other. Later, Captain Obai meets with Benimaru, who overhears a conversation about transforming a deceased member of Company 8 into an infernal. Misunderstanding the situation, Benimaru attacks the 8th Company. Obi, without fire powers of his own, bravely faces Benimaru in a duel to clear his name. Though the fight is intense, Conro intervenes and calms Benimaru down, revealing that the impersonation was done by the White-clad. Returning to the guardhouse, they discover that the real Obi might not have ordered Shinra to approach Benimaru. Conro shares the story of how he got burned in the past while saving Benimaru from a powerful infernal. As they uncover more truths, Company 8 and Benimaru's Company 7 continue to build their cooperation, paving the way for further investigations into the White-clad and the Evangelist. We see a flashback in which, after surviving a fight with the demon Infernal, Conro establishes Special Fire Force Company 7 in Asakusa with the help of Benimaru. 2 years later, the current solar year, strange cases of mistaken identity spread unrest in Asakusa. The White-clad, a sinister group, is responsible for manipulating faces and creating artificial infernals in search of compatibility with a powerful force called Adala Burst. As the chaos ensues, the 8th Company tries to investigate and stop the White-clad's sinister plan. Conro and Hinata discover a White-clad member who, upon capture, sacrifices himself rather than reveal information. The people of Asakusa are swayed by the White-clad's propaganda, making it difficult for Benimaru to direct them. Meanwhile, Shinra and Arthur confront a White-clad sniper and engage in a 2-on-2 fight. Initially struggling due to poor teamwork, they later manage to overpower the enemy, forcing Arrow to retreat. Desperate, the hooded White-clad consumes an infernal insect to gain more power. In response, Benimaru joins the battle, using his powerful flame abilities to take down an infernal. The episode ends with the 8th Company determined to continue their fight against the White-clad and protect the people of Asakusa from their evil schemes. Amid the chaos caused by the White-clad's manipulation in Asakusa, Benimaru, the leader of Special Fire Force Company 7, defers to Conro, who is recovering from burns, as the true leader. However, Conro instills his faith in Benimaru's ability to take charge during this critical time. Reluctantly accepting the responsibility, Benimaru addresses the people, revealing the presence of outsiders posing as Asakusa residents and sowing confusion and distrust. He urges everyone to unite and not be swayed by the imposters. Meanwhile, Shinra and Arthur face off against the White-clad archer and her protector, who has turned into a demon infernal. Benimaru spots the demon from afar and decides to confront it himself. The demon bears a striking resemblance to the infernal that destroyed Shinra's childhood home, leading Shinra to experience an Adala link, a mysterious connection related to Adala Burst. Hinata and Hikage, the twins from Asakusa, catch some White-clad members attempting to deceive them and retaliate fiercely. Back in the sky, Benimaru battles the demon, while Conro watches helplessly due to his condition. He calls out to Shinra for assistance, and Shinra uses his speed to intercept an arrow aimed at Benimaru, preventing the archer from attacking. Benimaru unleashes a move known as the Crimson Moon, a technique belonging to Conro to obliterate the demon. After the battle, the members of Company 7 happily inform Conro that the flames and infernals have been extinguished. Conro acknowledges the 8th Company, particularly Shinra, for their role in resolving the crisis. As the episode concludes, the teams of Company 8 and 7 come together, forming a strong bond of cooperation in their fight against the White-clad and the threat of the Evangelist. After that, the Knights of the Ashen Flame, Yona, and Arrow debrief Sho Kusakabe on Shinra, particularly his Adala Link connection with the demon. Sho expresses his desire to obtain the Adala Link at any cost and plans to go after it next time. Meanwhile, Special Fire Force Company 8 deals with the arrival of Victor Licht, a forensic scientist with a connection to Joker. Licht joins the lacking forensic team, but his arrogance and failure to salute properly create a rocky start with the members of Company 8. Princess Hibana questions Licht's presence in the company, but he begs to be allowed to join. The company needs an engineer, and Obi suggests recruiting Vulcan Joseph, a skilled blacksmith. However, Vulcan has a deep hatred for Hajime and the Special Fire Force due to their association with his family's tragic past. Shinra, Arthur, and Iris try to convince Vulcan to join, and despite initial resistance, Vulcan's apprentice, Yu, agrees to listen to their pitch. Vulcan's dream is to bring extinct animals back to life, but he lacks the technology to do so. His past with Hajime and a confrontation with Giovanni, the third company captain, further complicates matters. Vulcan's belief that Giovanni had something to do with his family's transformation into infernals adds to the tension. As Shinra's Adala Link senses Giovanni's intent to kill Vulcan, the episode leaves viewers on a suspenseful note. Unaware of Giovanni's murderous plans, Vulcan reminisces about his family while offering soda to his parents' graves. He expresses his desire to form unbreakable bonds with his new family, Lisa and Yu, and shares his dream of bringing extinct animals back to life. Meanwhile, Shinra, Iris, and Arthur discuss Giovanni's murderous intent and try to figure out his true motives. Shinra goes to find Giovanni, while Arthur is tasked with protecting the others. Giovanni ambushes Shinra and attacks him with wire-controlled fists. He wants to take Shinra to the Evangelist due to his Adala burst ability. Giovanni electrocutes Shinra from above during their confrontation. Arthur, feeling very un-knight-like, seeks Vulcan's help to assemble gear to boost his confidence. He dons a cloak, a sword, and a donkey head, transforming himself into a makeshift knight. Arthur easily dispatches the white-clad clones but struggles when they destroy his donkey, weakening his power. Inside, Vulcan reveals to Lisa and Yu that his forefathers built Amaterasu. However, Lisa betrays them, incapacitating Vulcan and Yu. Giovanni demands the key to Amaterasu, but Vulcan claims not to know its location. In his frustration, Giovanni destroys Vulcan's projector, shattering his dreams. While all is going down, Hibana reveals that she had planted a bug on Iris and has been listening in on their conversations. She unties Shinra, allowing him to return to Vulcan's workshop to confront Giovanni. Outside, Arthur receives help from Hibana during the battle. Lisa attacks Shinra with her magnetic flames, but Vulcan instructs Iris to activate animatronics to confuse her flames, allowing Shinra to escape. Shinra finds Giovanni inside and a confrontation ensues. However, Shinra's Adala Link becomes active again as he senses Sho's presence nearby. Shinra is overjoyed to see his brother, but Sho shows no recognition and considers Shinra his enemy. Sho and Shinra clash, and Arthur tries to intervene, but he is injured by Sho. Licht arrives to help everyone escape in a truck, but Lisa stays behind. As they escape, Sho seemingly teleports to stop them, but Joker appears and prevents any further pursuit, revealing a minor cut between him and Sho during their encounter. At the hospital, Shinra reports to OB, and Vulcan decides to stay with Company 8 as his workshop is no longer safe. He is determined to bring Lisa back and restore his found family to normal. Shinra assures him that he is not alone and that they will help each other. On the way home, Shinra makes a promise to himself to protect his little brother and bring him back. Vulcan is touched by the atmosphere of the 8th dinner and decides to help them despite breaking his previous promise to his ancestors. After Vulcan's addition, Flam, Hibana, and Conroe meet with Company 8 to discuss their investigation. They reveal that the third company is trying to cover up the scandal and hide their involvement. Meanwhile, Obi shares with the group that Licht is secretly working to find the White-Clad's base and has been in communication with Joker. Hibana is suspicious of Licht and questions Obi's trust in him. Joker asks Licht to come up with a plan to enhance Shinra's flames as they believe it could be a key asset in their fight against the White-Clad. While Licht's intentions are unclear, Conroe offers to train the 8's recruits in hand-to-hand combat. Under the guidance of Benimaru, Arthur, and Shinra undergo intense training to improve their fighting abilities. They are taught to devise finishing moves to make their attacks more effective. Licht arrives and provides a suggestion to enhance Shinra's flames by making the propulsion tighter and more precise. Back at the 8's headquarters, Vulcan is busy creating new inventions to improve firefighting. He also designs support weapons for Sputter and Flare. Benimaru shares his martial arts knowledge with Shinra, introducing him to Tenakata and hand formations with specific uses and meanings. Using one of these formations, Shinra compresses his flames, significantly increasing his speed and control. As Shinra focuses on honing his flames, he experiences a connection with his brother Sho through their Adala Link. The episode ends with Shinra reflecting on this experience and contemplating his newfound power. Now actually worried, the White-Clad members hold a meeting where they discuss the 8th Company's potential discovery of their base. Sho points out that the presence of an Adala link among the 8th could work in their favor. In a childhood memory, Shinra recalls his mother warning him about the Nether, a place where naughty boys are sent. Despite the fear, Shinra remembers promising his brother Sho that he would come to save him if he ever ended up in the Nether. Back in the present, Obi informs the 8th that evidence at Vulcan's workshop indicates that the White-Clad may be hiding in the Nether, an unclean and mostly buried network of subway tunnels. With special permission, the 8th sets out to investigate. Upon entering the Nether, the team faces challenges and distractions, but Maki's new gear, courtesy of Vulcan, helps her easily dispatch a group of white-clad members. Meanwhile, Iris is left with 2 individuals posing as Tamaki, and she struggles to discern the real one. However, she figures it out after a comical mishap with fake Tamaki's clothes falling off. Tamaki faces off against Assault, a white-clad member who underestimates her resistance to flames. Despite her lucky lechery causing some distractions, Tamaki, with Iris's help, manages to defeat Assault. Meanwhile, Hinowa confronts Arrow in an intense one-on-one battle. They exchange ideologies while clashing, with Arrow questioning why Hinowa continues to fight despite the emotional toll it takes. Hinowa's determination to protect his comrades and the 8th Company keeps him fired up, allowing him to keep fighting even in the face of exhaustion. Using his powerful shotgun, Hinowa battles Arrow in a shootout reminiscent of 2 tanks facing off. Despite his fatigue, Hinowa manages to outwit Arrow by using her own flames to increase the speed of his bullet, defeating her in the end. However, as he collapses against a pillar, 2 more white-clads approach him. Meanwhile, Arthur faces off against a white-clad with the ability to create clones. Utilizing the training he received from Benimaru, Arthur identifies the real white-clad and strikes him down, saving Hinowa from a potentially fatal attack. Elsewhere, Maki, Tamaki, and Iris encounter Giovanni and Lisa. Giovanni seems to have a strong interest in Lisa, referring to her by her real name, Feeler, and threatening her with the knowledge that the evangelist is aware of everything, including the artificial infernals and the flame of perdition. An intense and action-packed fight that follows, in which the members of Company 8 face off against the white-clad and confront their own inner struggles. Lisa, under the influence of bugs, becomes a threat to her friends as her uncontrollable flames grip them. Obi and Vulcan desperately try to free her from the bug's control. Obi cleverly places extinguisher grenades under Lisa's tentacles to snuff out her flames and save her. However, Giovanni, the white-clad leader, takes Lisa hostage and forces Vulcan to shoot Obi. Little does Giovanni know, Vulcan had prepared a bulletproof vest for Obi, allowing him to rise again and confront Giovanni head-on. During their confrontation, Giovanni reveals more about the white-clad's goals and the Adala Burst, a power that connects to the flames and bugs. Shinra experiences hallucinations caused by his Adala link, revisiting memories of him and his brother Sho as children. He confronts Sho, wanting to fulfill his promise to their mother, but Sho rejects him, claiming they are in different universes. Sho uses his control over heat to expand his universe, making Shinra's speed ineffective against him. He initiates an Adala link with Shinra, intending to show him the true power of the Adala Burst rather than explaining it. The clash between Sho and Shinra escalates the intrigue and mystery surrounding the Adala Burst and its significance in the world. As the story unfolds, it becomes evident that the Adala Burst holds immense power and is tied to the secrets of the Evangelist and the White-Clad organization. With the stakes higher than ever, the members of Company 8 are faced with the challenge of understanding the true nature of the Adala Burst and how it connects to the flames, the bugs, and their own destinies. The episode leaves viewers on the edge of their seats. All of this leads to Shinra confronting his younger brother Sho in a battle that transcends the boundaries of time and space. Sho reveals that the Adala Burst, a power they both possess, allows them to see and affect all living things beyond their universe. He shows Shinra the enigmatic evangelist in the Adala world, hinting at the mysterious connection between the white-clad and human combustion. Shinra refuses to back down despite the overwhelming power of his brother. He engages Sho in a playful game of tag, trying to elicit an emotional response from him. However, Sho remains cold and distant, determined to fulfill his mission as a white-clad. As the battle intensifies, Shinra realizes that Sho's flames can manipulate time, and he must find a way to use his Adala link to his advantage. Shinra desperately attempts to connect emotionally with Sho, revealing how much his brother's existence means to him, even if Sho sees him as a stranger. The battle takes a dangerous turn as Shinra's power escalates. Licht realizes that Shinra's rapid movements could inadvertently create a black hole, threatening the fabric of reality. Shinra's determination to defeat his brother and protect others pushes him to the brink of overheating, a condition that could be fatal. Amidst the intense clash of powers and emotions, Shinra manages to land a hit on Sho, showing that he can break through the confines of frozen time. However, this victory comes at a cost, as Shinra collapses, his life hanging in the balance. Licht and the white-clad observer recognize the birth of a potential fourth-generation pyrokinetic in Shinra, someone who can manipulate time itself. As Shinra grins with genuine happiness despite the dire situation, his unique power becomes a double-edged sword, capable of both great potential and great danger. As Shinra faces the consequences of his power and his fierce determination, Company 8 faces an uphill battle to protect humanity and uncover the truth behind the Adala burst and its connection to the Evangelist. Shinra continues his intense battle with Sho, attempting to reach his brother emotionally and bring him back from the grasp of the white-clad. Shinra opens up about his past, revealing how he was bullied and called a devil after losing his family in the fire. He shares that he developed a nervous tic of grinning as a coping mechanism, but before the tragedy, he and Sho used to smile together without a care. Sho's memories of their childhood resurface, and he remembers Shinra's kindness and care towards him when they were babies. Overwhelmed with emotion, Sho begins to cry, finally connecting with his long-lost brother. However, as the battle reaches a climax, Sho's attack unintentionally impales Shinra, revealing that he cannot fully control his powers. Hamiya, a member of the White-Clad, appears and taunts Shinra, claiming that he impaled himself due to his lack of control. She reveals the White-Clad's plan to kickstart the Great Cataclysm using the Adala bursts, but Sho demands to know what happened 12 years ago. Hamiya refuses to provide answers and escapes with Sho after disabling his Adala link. The 8th Company regroups and tends to their injured members, including Shinra, who undergoes a risky operation by Kyoko Huang. Shinra eventually wakes up but is fixated on finding his brother. Captain Burns pays him a visit and offers him rice while revealing that he knew about the fire from 12 years ago all along but kept it hidden from Shinra. The episode explores the depths of the brothers' connection as well as Shinra's struggle to control his unique powers. The White-Clad's sinister plans to use the Adala bursts and the mysterious Evangelist's involvement create an ominous backdrop for the ongoing battle between Company 8 and their enigmatic adversaries. After the fight is over, Shinra is emotionally distant as he is preoccupied with the thoughts of his brother Sho. Vulcan tries to engage him in conversation and reminds him that he is not alone, but Shinra remains withdrawn. Vulcan lightens the mood with some jokes but senses that Shinra is deeply troubled. Captain Burns challenges Shinra to a sparring match, where he reveals more about Shinra's abilities. Burns explains that Shinra possesses an enormous amount of heat energy, which boosts his physical abilities and allows him to break through force fields. After Shinra proves himself in the fight, Burns agrees to share the truth about what happened 12 years ago. Sho's Adala burst awaken, causing their mother to transform into an inferno. The Evangelist foresaw this event, and it was during this tragedy that Shinra's abilities manifested for the first time. Burns witnessed the heartbreaking scene of Shinra's mother, now an infernal, holding baby Sho. Hamiya, using her electricity-controlling powers, manipulated Shinra's mother from afar and took Sho away, prompting Burns to tell Shinra that his family had died due to the Adala burst's involvement. Shinra is deeply affected by this revelation and recalls seeing his mother in the world of Adala recently. He becomes determined to learn more about Adala and explore the possibility of bringing his mother back if she is still alive as an infernal. Captain Obi supports Shinra's decision to investigate this further. And that concludes our recap of the first season of the anime. If you haven't already then, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on all the latest anime recaps and reviews. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss a moment of anime greatness. Until the next video, stay tuned and keep exploring the extraordinary realm of anime with us.